up guys, Sal here. So Huawei has finally made their own in-house operating system official, which could potentially replace Android in all of Huawei devices. They're calling it HarmonyOS and it's based on microkernel just like Google's Fuchsia operating system, which makes it future-proof. The CEO of Huawei in his on-stage presentation said that Android isn't as efficient, claiming the HarmonyOS is both faster and more secure than Android. Right now, Huawei is using this OS for IoT devices such as smart displays, wearables, smart speakers, and more. But the CEO also mentioned that they will deploy the HarmonyOS in their smartphones at any time if they can no longer be able to use Android. Huawei is making it an open source platform just like Android, so that means any smartphone company can use the OS without any licensing fees, which is huge. Also, Huawei says that all the Android apps will be compatible with this operating system, which is something that Google should be really worried about. Listen, ever since Android and iOS rose to dominance in the world of operating systems, two major companies tried to break the monopoly of Android and iOS by being the third major smartphone operating system. The first company was Samsung with its Tizen OS. They failed because A, they made crappy smartphone with this operating system, and B, lack of a good app ecosystem. Samsung realized it's not worth spending money on Tizen for smartphones, so they seemingly relegated Tizen to its smartwatch lineup. The second attempt was from Microsoft with Windows Phone. When they announced Windows Phone back then, it was so much promising with those live tiles and deep Microsoft Office integration, and hands down the best looking smartphone operating system ever. But they failed primarily because of the lack of third-party apps. So why do I think Huawei can make it work when giants like Microsoft and Samsung failed to do so? There are multiple reasons. One, HarmonyOS will be compatible with Android apps, so the app ecosystem isn't really a big problem. But it's not that simple either. We still don't know whether the apps that work so good on Android would perform the same in HarmonyOS. We see BlackBerry tried similar things years ago by making BlackBerry OS compatible with Android apps, but the app experience on BlackBerry phones was just bad, and apps used to crash quite often. So yeah, if Huawei can port apps without these problems, then app ecosystem isn't really a concern for this new operating system. Second, say if Android apps do not work properly on HarmonyOS, then Huawei can create their own app ecosystem. You see, around 50% of Huawei smartphones are sold in China. That means out of 200 million smartphones that Huawei sold in 2018, around 100 million of them were sold in China alone. And Android apps are banned in that country, so that means if Huawei all of a sudden decides to deploy HarmonyOS in their smartphones in China, people would have no problem switching to the new operating system. On top of it, ever since the trade ban, Huawei has the Chinese government, people, and big tech in China behind it, which bodes well for building an app store and ecosystem. If Huawei is selling hundreds of millions of smartphones with HarmonyOS installed, then developers will have no choice but to build apps for this new operating system. Third, since HarmonyOS is an open source platform, that means other Chinese companies such as Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, and more can work together to develop this new operating system. They can start in China and expand to the rest of the world. So that means Google has a lot to worry about the HarmonyOS, and I guess Google should just wish that the US government allows Huawei to keep using Android. Of course, with that being said, let me know what you think about this. Would you think Huawei can make the HarmonyOS successful? Let me know in the comments, and as always, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.